guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa, and I am back to do another video today on the Esencia SVG Mini Album that we have been doing. So we have so far done the cover and the first page on this 2-page landscape album. So this is our first page, and we've got 3 more pages to do, plus the inside covers, some inserts, all that sort of thing. So that's where we're up to so far, and I thought we would do another page today. So I'll put this to the side and I'll show you what pieces I have cut out from the Esencia SVG files. First of all, I'll just say that I have been using this black cardstock for the pages and all of the flips and flaps and pockets and such. And I'm using this paper collection by Craft called Grand Bazaar. And I'm also using this little bit, or this is just a snippet of some of the Quatrefoil that I've also been using. So I'll just pop those to the side, just so I'd start out by letting you know that that's what I'm using. Okay, and I'm also, aside from using the Esencia SVG files, I'm also using some of the Quatrefoil pockets in this album. And so the Esencia is the whole album, all of the pieces that you need to make an album, and the Quatrefoil is a set of add-on window pockets that fit with the Esencia. So you can make this 2-page album without this, no problems. All of the pieces in here are exactly the same as the pieces in here. It's just that the Quatrefoil pockets look like this when they're cut out. So let me show you what I have cut, and we'll get on to making it. So here's my little stash of goodies, and I'll start by putting my phone on silent. There we go, that's a good start. Okay, I always start with my M3 base page mat, so that's that one cut out of the scrapbook paper, and I have just inked around it with a little bit of black ink. So just to remind you, these files show both the actual pieces themselves, which are the blue pieces, and then sitting straight on top of those are the mats. And I've done it this way this time because there are so many files. It's just easier to give you 27 files with the mats sitting on top than it is to give you 52 files and expect that you're going to upload all of those. So this is the M3 mat, which under here it says the piece itself is M1 and the pink mats are M2 and M3. So M2 is this little one, M3 is the big one. So I've got that one there. And then I have cut out a P1 element piece out of the black cardstock. So this is my P1. And then I have cut out 2 of the pink mats, which are P2. That's these 2 here. And again, they've been cut and inked. Then I have got, let's have a look here. I've cut out one of these V1 pieces. So that's this one here. And then I've cut out just one. I lied, one of the pink mats, one of the mats out of the scrapbook paper, and that's V2. So that's those guys there. Then I have cut out, oops, I think I'm going the wrong way. Here we go, it's one T2 piece here, and then 2 of the T4 mats, and that's those 2 there. So that's all cut out. And my Cricut does the scoring for me, which is brilliant. Okay, so now I've got some of my Quatrefoil pieces. So let's have a look at those. I've cut out an O2 Quatrefoil piece, so that's a long pocket. So the O2 is this big piece here, and then I've cut out the pink mat, which is O4 out of the acetate. So there's a piece of acetate under here, and that is the O4 piece. So just to show you that that is exactly the same in the Esencia. So if you wanted to make this 2-page album without these Quatrefoils, you can still do so, because you can just cut out this O2 piece and piece of scrapbook paper for the O4 mat. So all the pieces are the same. Okay, so I've got one of those. And then I have cut out a U2 piece, so let's go and find that. U2 is this little skinny guy here. So I've cut out one of those, and I've cut out the U4 matte out of acetate. So there's a piece of acetate attached to it under there, so that's that guy. And then I have cut some envelope flips out here. So I have got 2 of the X2 pieces, and I've also cut out 2 of the X6 pieces, which are the matte. So I've cut out 2 mattes, and I've cut out 2 of the X2 envelope flips, and I've done exactly the same with the X4. So I've cut out 2 of the X4 pieces, that's these 2 here, the other one at the back, and then I've cut out 2 of the pink mattes, which is X8, and there's 2 of those there. So that's everything we've got. Let's put the books away and start putting some things together. So I'll just bring my little pile back over here, and there's a few things that I need to do to start with. This P1 is going to be a flip on our page, so I'm going to cut off some of these tabs. I'm going to flip it on one of these shorter sides, so I'm going to cut off the other short side and the 2 long sides. So that's on the P1. And then on the X4 pieces, on one of those, I'm going to cut off the tab. So you see here, I've cut out 2 of them. On this one here, I'm going to cut that tab off along there. So put that there to cut out. I need to do the same with the X2, one of the X2 pieces. I need to cut that tab off. So I'll take that bottom one out and cut off that tab there, and I have not put a little cross on this. I'll just put a little cross on there to remind me, because I get talking and then I forget. Okay, on this U2 piece, it's going to be a pocket, so I need 2 of the short tabs and a long one, and I'm going to cut off this other long tab here, so that can go in our pile. Then this pocket here, this long one, O2, that is also going to be a pocket along the bottom, I think. I'm trying to recall what my plan was. I think so. It is now. I'm going to cut off this top long one here. Right, okay. And then I think that might be it. I think we can leave those 2 pieces for now. So let's put those to the side and get out our cutting board tool thingy. And I'm trying to remember to be gentle with it, because I know that it makes my the camera wobble when I slam this down. So I have to try and make it a little more delicate. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these tabs off. So I'm just lining up the score line that has been conveniently put there by my cricket. And I'm just cutting that tab off like so, and I nearly cut off the corner of that little piece of acetate there. Not so clever. So I'm just going to go along and do that for all these pieces that I've decided I want to cut the tabs off. Actually, these ones here, I actually want to cut off a little fraction inside the score line towards the pointy section, so that it doesn't interfere with that folding. So I wonder if I can do that. Oops, got my wobble on. Okay. I don't know if I was so successful at that. I can always come back with the scissors and sort that out. I should have done that when I first cut the tab off, but never mind. I'll just trim that off with my scissors, and you probably didn't see me do that because I was floating away in the air doing that. Sorry. Okay, so this one I'm also going to do the same thing. So I'm going to line up that score line, and then I'm just going to push it over just a touch so that I'm cutting on the other side of that score line. And then this last one, keeping this one, cutting off this one. This is going to be our flip. Okay. So these ones I am just lining up the score line. Okay, so I'm trying really desperately hard not to sniff. I've had really bad hay fever the last few weeks, and I'm trying really hard not to sniff on camera. Okay, so I think that's all our pieces that we need for now cut. I'll just put that to the side in case we do need it later. Now I'm just going to go along and burnish all these, fold over right on the score line and burnish that down. And I'm going to remember to get my craft mat out now before I start gluing, because anyone who's seen me knows that I'm messy. Okay, right, so this guy has got a matching partner. That's this one here. This one's got a matching partner. That's that one there. Okay, now we can start attaching some of these pieces of acetate to our pockets. So this is my U2 pocket. I want to make some stupid dad joke about, the band, but I can't really think of anything super clever. So this one's going to be a little tricky. I probably should have cut this mat out of foil, not acetate. So I'm just having a little think about that. I don't want you to see the tabs on this guy. So I think before I stick this acetate down, see, because I was going to put this on the front page, and if I do it like that, then you will see the tabs, because it was just going to be floating on a page like this rather than somewhere where I could put the mat. So I might have to rethink that, and instead of having an acetate mat on the back, I might need a bit of foil. So let's just put that aside for a moment, because I can add that on at the end anyway. And this guy we can do though, because he's going to go on the bottom of our page. So I'm just going to fold and burnish these score lines. Like so. So I'm really enjoying these window pockets. I think they're fun. A bit different. It's not something that you see terribly often. Okay, so for this guy, I just want to attach the acetate. So I hope that's in frame. I have put some of my glue in this fine liner. I originally bought this for paint. Come off. It does get clogged quite easily, but it does do a really nice fine bead of glue. So let's just run that down there. And along here. And along here. Quite mesmerising watching this. Then I'm just going to put some little spots around. That will hopefully help to hold our acetate piece in place. So you don't have to use acetate, you could use vellum. We're also using some foil paper. You could use some scrapbook paper. You could use anything you like, really. Any kind of specialty paper. Something that looks pretty specky. So I'm just going to put my piece of acetate down on top of there. Make sure that I can. And so I'm going to get glue on here, but I can clean it up afterwards, no problem. Okay, I'm just going to push that down with my little wiper thing here. Make sure that's stuck in place. Because I've just wiped glue all the way along there with that. Well done, Katie. 5 minutes in probably, and already making a mess. Alright, so that's that guy. So it looks nicer from the front. Okay, so I can put him aside to dry. Just try and get some glue off. That'll do. Put him aside to dry. Okay, so these ones here are going to be little flips, and I'm thinking that I'm going to use some magnets here that I have. These are some basic grey magnets. I'm actually waiting for some more to come. I ordered some from AliExpress. It's been a month now, but I'm thinking it's you know, not a good situation at the moment, and things aren't flowing probably like they should be. Okay, so on this one here, I'm going to put some glue along this way in much the same way that I did the other one. I want to be quite close to the actual cutout pattern itself because the mat is not as wide as the piece. I'll just put a few blobs in here. And that should do. So then I'm going to put this piece on top. This is one of my foil mats for that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And then I made the mistake of, okay, I do kind of want to line them up. So if I turn it, it needs to go like so. Not that it really matters, but let's keep it. So I'm going to do the same with this one and attach this one on here. I'm kind of thinking at the same time here, I want to put a magnet in the middle. I'm thinking maybe we won't do that until we've attached all these pieces down. I think that's the way to go. So I'm just going to attach this foil mat to this piece. So this is going to be a flap so that when you open it up either way you'll see this pretty design. But if you didn't want to do that, you could cut out the same piece out of the Esencia and then just mat it. So you could have that on one side and then just a matted sort of plain version on the inside, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to pop those two to the side for now because I think I will sandwich them together right at the end, and I think we'll do the same with this guy too. So I'm going to turn them both over like so. No, I'm not. I'm going to fold down this score line first. And I think I'm going to use a magnet for this one as well. So we're going to have it like so. And I think that matches up the same. As I say, it doesn't actually matter because we're not going to see through them. I'm just being pedantic. So does that mean that I need to turn this one over as well? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It doesn't matter, Katie. Okay, so I'm just doing the same along here. I've had to put the air conditioner on today. It's been really warm in Perth the last few days. You would not think that it was autumn. It's more like summer. I hope everybody's keeping well. If you're not watching this if you're watching this after I've finished making this album, or, if you're watching this months later or even years later, then it won't make any sense to you, But we are all burrowed away at our homes at the moment, trying to do our bit by keeping coronavirus at bay. So, I don't know, I know a lot of people who are going a bit stir crazy, but not me. I love being at home. So it doesn't bother me in the slightest. In fact, aside from taking the dog for a walk, I haven't been out of the house for nearly 2 weeks, so I'm feeling, you know, and I'm not feeling too bothered by it. So lucky me. I feel sorry for people who are much more social people and like to be out meeting people and doing things, because it must be really driving them crazy. I think the other thing for me is that I don't have any children at home, so my time is my own. I'm not homeschooling or finding things for bored kids to do, so, you know, lucky me in that respect. Okay, I'll put that one on there. Clean up my little glue mess a bit so it doesn't stick to everything. Okay, so we've attached all of those pieces. I'm getting that small glue nozzle bottle is helping me immensely from not making a huge mess. All right, so let's get out our album so I can think this through. We are doing page 2, so let's turn this over. And I think I wanted to put this guy on here like so. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. So let's do that. And on this side, I was going to put this little pocket, which we're rethinking that mat. But I'm going to round the corners, and I'm going to actually remember to do that before I attach it. Okay, so this is the P1 piece, a big piece here. I'm just attempting to put the lid back on this guy. There we go. It dries up super fast. And then I'm going to use this one. So in both of those, I have got this Helmars Tiger Grip. And I just put it in the smaller bottles in the hope that I don't use as much or pour as much out. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue along this tab and then attach it to my page at that score line there, right? So not up against the spine, but along the score line. And just press that down, make sure that it's sitting pretty straight. Like so. I'll just wipe up my little bit of excess glue and give it a burnish, make sure it's really good and stuck. Same on this side. Excellent. Okay, so that's my plan there. Then my plan was to use this flip here. This is the X2, I think. The X2. Yeah, X2. So I was going to attach this guy to the edge of my page. I don't know if you can see that. Here's a piece of paper. Put it in here. Good. Try to. Okay. I'm going to attach that to the edge of my page like so. So it's going to hold down this flip. That's my plan. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll put some glue on this tab. Move this guy out of the way, and I'm going to press this down, and I'm lining it up on the edge of my page, like so. Flip him over and make sure he's stuck down pretty good. You lined up. Have a look. Well, it's stuck now. That Tiger Grip glue doesn't give you too long to think about it. Okay. So then I was thinking if I put a magnet on here and the magnet on here, it would hold it closed. So let's just do it. These are the only magnets I've got left. Okay, what's this one? I don't know. Okay, we need plus a minus, a negative and a positive. Get it out. Whoops. Okay. Oh, I really don't have many magnets. We might have to think that other one through. I don't want to use them all. Okay. So if I take I need to take that sticky off. I'm just trying to find my, you know, my little cricket hooky thing, my cricket hooky thing. Okay. And I'm going to pop this magnet, take this off. Yeah. And then I'll open him up, and I want him to be, I'm not a little bit in so that it sticks down okay. I might even put it right back here because I'm just thinking about, we've got this bit of cardstock here, so I really feel like I want it to be where that is, which would be about here. Let's just do it. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that one on top and pull this bit of sticky off this one, and I'll just make sure it's lined up, and then we'll just sandwich it down and pull it up. Okay, so then we can now sandwich this guy on top there, and that magnet's nicely hidden. So that'll be good. I likey that. So far so good. Alright, so I'm going to put this thin bead around the edge here. Because this glue is the Tiger Grip glue, and it's a bit stronger, so I want that to be nice and strong around the edge. But then I might use my other glue, which is just a craft glue. It's an acetone based glue, and it's cheaper, and I like it for my mats. I'm going to put that in the middle. It probably doesn't make any difference, but you know, I feel like it is. Okay, then I'm going to try and line these two up. Oh, can you see how the acetate has sort of made condensation on that foil? Look at that. Can you see that in the camera? I don't know. I hope that goes away when it dries. That wasn't my plan. Okay, so we're just going to line this up. Make sure it's lined up. Okay, press it down. If it's not perfectly lined up, we can always trim the bits off that aren't lined up. Okay, I'm just going to press it down like such. Doesn't that look pretty? Okay, look, that acetate's disappeared. That mark that was on there is disappearing. Thank goodness for that. Okay, I'm just going to run my fingers around that edge and make sure it's really stuck down. And we have sandwiched that magnet in the middle, so that's pretty snazzy. Let's have a look. Ah, beautiful. Okay, you can sort of see that magnet in there, but you know, I won't tell if you don't. Okay, so we can just map this page now. So what was my decision on the maps for this page? I think it was for either of these two. I think I was going to go with the stripes. Okay, so we just need to round these corners, so let's do that. And I'll just put a little bit of ink on those corners. And I'm just going to try trying to remember to put my lid back up on here because it's so easily clogged as soon as it starts to dry. And we can put this mat on. So this is the P2 mat and it's going on our P1 piece. Alright. Okay. Right. So let's just lay that down on there. Like so. So this piece of scrapbook paper did not come from the paper pack that I'm using, the Grand Bazaar. This was just another piece that I had because I'm always worried I'm going to run out of paper, so I just throw another little piece in so that I don't run out. And if I have lots of my Grand Bazaar or the paper pack that I'm using left over, great, I can make lots of inserts out of it. Oh, that was my ruler. Let me just pick that up. Okay. Alright, so this little guy here was the pocket, and I was thinking about putting it on the front, and I didn't think that through very well by using acetate because you'll see the tabs. So maybe we'll have to use the foil on here as well. I might have a little bit of foil. We'll keep going and we'll worry about that later, Katie. Okay, so on this page, I'm just going to have this piece of scrapbook paper, but we have this long pocket that we want to put on here, and because we are using acetate, we need to put this pocket on first so that then we can slide the mat in on top of those tabs and not see them. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to run some glue. Ooh, I'm going to trying to get it on the tab. I am wearing my glasses. Not that you know. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to lay this down on the bottom. I have got glue all over my fingers, and I just need to do a quick wipe. Okay. I'm making sure that I'm coming up to this point here, and then on there. Okay, now I've got glue oozing out everywhere. I'll just wipe that up. I found that it does come off the acetate pretty easy with a baby wipe, so that don't fear if you get it all over your acetate or transparency or craft plastic or whatever you're using, if that's what you're using. And I'm just going to run along these edges with my bone folder and make sure that they're stuck down. Okay, now I should have checked first to make sure that this folds over, but it does, so that's good. And just give that another little burnish along there, and this one. Oh, see, that's a bit tight there. That's because of the way I cut that piece. It's okay, we can just burnish it a bit more and it should be okay. It'll be fine. It has buckled a little bit there, but I'll sort that out. It'll be fine. Okay. So now I just need to make sure that we can get all the way in here with our mat. Yeah. Okay, so then we'll just get our mat and put some glue on here. This is the M3 mat, so this is the mat for the base page, the landscape base page. And we're just going to just slide it in. Come on. Come on. We're just going to slide it in. There we go. Down you go. There. Not too bad. And we'll just line it up where we want it. Doesn't that look smashing? Love it. Okay, so then we'll just have this page to go. So my idea for this was that we were going to make a sort of a deconstructed envelope, I think is my plan. Right, so the first thing we can do is we'll attach this V1 piece to our page. So let's go ahead and burnish down all of these, fold these score lines and burnish that down. And I'm going to keep them all. Like so. Okay. Right, so 3 of these are going to stay like so, and I'm going to stick it down on our page. But this top one, I'm going to stick down now, and it'll be like a reinforced top section. So then behind this, I'm going to make it like a deconstructed envelope, but behind it we'll have a pocket as well. So that's cool, right? So that's the top of the pocket, and we are also going to put this guy here on there, like so. So we can do that. Let's just put some glue on this tab. So this is the X4 envelope flip. Right, and put it on here. Lay it down, make sure it's lined up. Sometimes my lining up skills aren't the best. Right. Okay. I'll just finish that down. Okay. And then we need to decide where we're going to put this guy on here. Actually, we should put the mat on first, shouldn't we? Let's put the mat on first. So, must be this one. It's going to go on here, and we have rounded these corners, so we need to round these corners. This also isn't from the, this paper is also not from the Scrapbook paper pack. It's just a random one I had that I thought would work. Because most of this page is going to be covered up with that little deconstructed envelope, I thought I could use something fairly neutral. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this down, make sure we're happy with where it's at. I'm going to put my piece of paper under here so I can see it. There we go. Black on black is difficult to see. Okay. So now we're going to put our deconstructed envelope on here and decide where it's going to go. It doesn't have to be centered, but I do kind of want to. Might be a good idea to attach the front pocket of it as well. So this guy's going to go on top this way though, so that those so it's the same size. So we can turn over this top one like we did here and make it stronger, but we do need to cut these side parts. Oh, I'm sending everything flying over there. We need to cut off this one and this one, and those other two will keep. So let's put this to the side. And stop throwing everything around. Right. we're going to cut off these two that I put some little crosses on. And this one. Okay. We'll put that down. And we'll fold these in. So one of these is going to, where's my fold? Bone fold, there it is. One of these is going to attach to our deconstructed envelope and be the front flap, and one, I think we'll just, let's just try that. If I just stuck that down to make sort of reinforce it, and then I put my piece of paper over the top, yeah, I think it will be fine. You can barely see it's there, and it does give that little extra bit of strength that I'm really liking. Right, so let's do that. Okay, so then we're going to attach this guy here. So we've got these tabs folded underneath. And we've got our top flap there, and then this is going to attach on here like so. So let's do that. Attach that on there. Just line that up down the bottom. Make sure it's even on the sides. Give burnish. Wipe up that bit of excess, because I always have that. Okay, I'll open it up and just get that burnish down. Okay, I wonder how many times I say burnish in the video. Okay, so this is our little envelope, deconstructed envelope. So I was thinking that I would put a magnet on here as well. I'm not going to have many left, but let's just do it anyway. We need to be careful not to go past this line here. Oh, there's a few paper clips stuck to my magnets. All right, so if we run out of magnets, such as life, we will do something inventive elsewhere. Right, so we're just going to do exactly the same thing again. I'm going to try and find my pokey cricket hook. There it is. Get that backing off. And it does have to go about here. And then we can put that positive one on top and pull that backing off. Off you come. There we go. And fold it over and press it down. Pull it back up. Okay, so now we can mat everything. So on the inside, my plan was to have this bit of mat there and this bit here. That'd be good. Let's do that. I'll just use my craft glue. So this is my T4 mat, so it's going on my T2 piece. And just loving not having to measure anything. I never get my scoreboard out anymore either. Haven't used it in I don't know how long, because I just, you know, the Cricut does it for me. Happy days. Okay. And this one. And here. See a bit of glue coming out there. inside, but we need to attach our little piece on there like we did before. So where did I put that little guy? Here. Right, so we're just going to sandwich that together like we did last time. So I'm going to use this one around the edges. That seemed to work. I don't know that I really need to do this, but this is stronger glue. And then fill it through the middle with my other glue. Whoops. And like so. And pop this guy on top. I'm sorry if that's glary for you, but the foil looks so nice. I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that they're lined up, and well, if they're not, I can trim it to fit. It's not the end of the world. I'll just give it a burnish. There's that word again. It's a little bit off at the bottom here, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to tell. Okay, glue. Gone a bit funny where that magnet was. Never mind. It's okay, it's rustic. Oh, done the same thing there. Maybe don't rub it, Katie. Okay. So then we can close this up and put the mat on the front here. And that's this one here. So let's do that. I'll lay it down. And that's pretty. Okay, just wipe that little bit off. And close you up. Why aren't you closing? What's going on here? Oh, I see. I need to trim that that little edge. I didn't go in far enough away, so I'm just going to try and give that a little trim with my scissors now. This is that bit where I should have squidged it over from the score line a little bit more when I was cutting it. Let's see if it works now. Oh, it's stuck to the magnet on the other side. There, that's better. Perfect. Just needed that tiny little bit off. Okay. Maybe even potentially a little bit more. We'll live with it. Okay, so there's our deconstructed envelope that opens up like so. Like it. And then we can put him on the page. So let's bring our page back. And see, it takes up most of the page, so, you know, just having something neutral on the back is fine. I reckon I'm just going to eyeball it. Goes against everything inside me. Let's do it. So we have that pocket at the back too, so we can pop something through that in there when we get to doing our inserts, which will be cool. So I'm just going to go around all of these tabs with some glue, and then try and decide where I'm going to put it. I think lower is better because we want to have something poking out the top. So if it's pretty much lined up at the bottom, then it should be lined up everywhere. There we go. And that's that one done. Fantastic. So my foil has got a bit scratched up in places. I'm not really sure why that is. but I think that's okay. I can live with that. It just sort of adds to the sort of the rusticness of it, which we're working with here anyway, so that's okay. Now, let's move this along a little bit and close it up, and let's need to burnish that down a little bit. Let's have a think about this. So I just wanted to put a pocket here, but I'm not happy to use this acetate. So let me see if I have got some scraps of foil that will fit. And I have got some scraps, which is good. Right, that one is not. Here we go. So of course I would normally cut this out with my Cricut, but I'm just going to use this as a little template so that I can not stop the video and I can just keep going. So I'm just going to line this up with this piece of acetate, which we were going to use, and I'm just going to draw around it. Now I'll put that in my stash for later. And I'm even just going to cut it out with scissors because it's sitting on the back. You can't see the edges, so it doesn't matter that my cutting is wonky. Okay. Alright, so now, see, we could have actually left that tab on for reinforcement, having thought about it now, but too late, mate. Right, so let's just do a bit of gluing again. And the edges, fairly close to where the cutout is. And then I go all wonky just having said that. Just put some blobs on so that foil has something to stick to. Last one. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my piece of foil in here, like so, and just wipe up that bit that I went a bit off on. There we go. And now we can stick him onto the page. So I'm glad I figured that out before I stuck the acetate on. Let's bring this back. And now we can put him on here. He looks nice next to that anyway, so you know, no loss there. So this would look really nice with a piece of with a tag or insert in here that was you know, one of the really vibrant pieces of the paper from the paper collection. I'm hoping that I have some left. Okay, and I'm just going to put him, I'll just put him about here. Like so. Love it. So when that page is, we've got that insert in there, that looks really nice. There we go. Okay, so there's our second page done. So we have this flip here. Let's get it out of the way. That opens up, and then we can open up here. On the inside we have this deconstructed envelope where we can put plants and pictures there. And then here we have this huge long pocket, and we can put lots of stuff in there, which I'm looking forward to doing. So that's our second page done. And I'm just about out of magnets. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me in the second page of this album. We've got 2 more pages to go. We've got some inside covers and some inserts and that sort of thing, and then we'll be done. But you know, when we're making such a small, just a 2-page album, it's really coming along quite nice and quickly. So Thanks for hanging out with me in this video today. I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment in the comment section below. And I try to always reply to comments, and I hope you stick around and watch the next video in this series. Also, we have a Facebook group called Creativa Divas. Drop in and say hi there if you're interested in seeing what other people are making using these SVG files. And I will see you guys again soon. Stay well. Thank you. Bye.